Have you ever wondered why, despite hours in the gym, your body isn't transforming the way you expected? You follow the trends, take advice from influencers, try every new workout or supplement, and still, something feels off. You're not alone. The fitness world is full of advice, but not all of it is rooted in reality. In fact, some of the most widely believed fitness truths are actually myths that can derail your progress, waste your time, or even lead to injury. If you're serious about building a healthy, sustainable lifestyle, understanding the science behind these myths is essential. In this deep dive, we're going to bust the most persistent fitness myths, not with opinions, but with cold, hard science. Whether you're a beginner trying to get in shape, a regular gym goer striving for better results, or someone simply trying to live a healthier life, this information could dramatically change how you approach fitness. Let's set the record straight, and by the end, you'll have the clarity and confidence to build a routine that actually works. One of the most common misconceptions in fitness is the belief in spot reduction, the idea that you can target fat loss in specific areas of your body by working out those muscles. Think crunches for belly fat or tricep dips for flabby arms. It feels logical, but unfortunately, the body doesn't burn fat that way. Scientific studies have shown that fat loss happens systemically, meaning your body decides where to pull fat from based on genetics and other biological factors. In one 2011 study by Vespute and colleagues, participants who did abdominal exercises for 6 weeks showed no significant reduction in belly fat compared to the control group. While exercise is vital for muscle tone and health, the only proven way to reduce fat in a specific area is to reduce your overall body fat through a combination of diet, exercise, and consistency. Another myth that keeps many people, especially women, from reaching their fitness potential is the fear of becoming too bulky from lifting weights. This belief is rooted in a misunderstanding of how muscle growth, hypertrophy, actually works. Building significant muscle mass requires not just lifting heavy weights, but also eating in a caloric surplus and having the right hormonal environment. Women, in particular, have significantly lower levels of testosterone, making it far more difficult to bulk up in the way men do. Instead, strength training helps sculpt a lean, toned physique, improves metabolic health, increases bone density, and reduces the risk of injury. If your goal is a tighter, firmer body, weights are your best friend, not your enemy. Then there's the idea that you must work out every day to see results. It's easy to believe that more equals better, but when it comes to training, more isn't always smarter. Rest and recovery are just as critical as your workouts. That's when muscle repair and growth actually happen. Without adequate rest, you risk overtraining, which can lead to fatigue, poor performance, hormonal imbalances, and even injury. The optimal workout frequency depends on your goals, fitness level, and training style, but science supports that quality and consistency outweigh sheer quantity. A well-balanced routine that includes strength, cardio, flexibility, and recovery is far more sustainable and effective in the long term than punishing yourself daily without rest. Closely tied to the train harder mindset is the myth of no pain, no gain. While it's true that some discomfort during exercise can signal that you're challenging your body, pain is a red flag, not a badge of honor. Sharp, stabbing, or lingering pain is often a sign of injury or improper form. Delayed onset muscle soreness, DOMS, is normal, especially after a new or intense workout, but extreme soreness that lasts for days or limits mobility isn't necessary for progress. In fact, it can be counterproductive, decreasing your ability to train effectively and increasing your risk of skipping workouts. Real progress comes from smart, progressive overload, challenging your body just enough to stimulate adaptation, not cripple it. One topic that often sparks debate is the concept of fasted cardio, exercising on an empty stomach, often touted as a fat-burning hack. The theory is that without food in your system, your body turns to fat stores for energy. While this is partly true in the short term, long-term studies show no significant difference in fat loss between fasted and fed cardio when calorie intake is equal. What matters more is total energy balance and adherence to your routine. If you feel weak, lightheaded, or less motivated when training fasted, it's not worth the trade-off. The best time to work out is when you feel most energetic and can give your best effort. If you find this video helpful and informative, please support the Healthy Pantry channel by leaving your comment below, liking this video, and subscribing for more daily health and nutrition tips. Sweating is another misunderstood element of fitness. People often equate a sweaty workout with a successful one, but the amount you sweat doesn't necessarily correlate with how hard you've worked or how many calories you've burned. Sweat is your body's way of regulating temperature. Nothing more, nothing less. Factors like genetics, humidity, clothing, and hydration all play a role. Some people simply sweat more than others. Instead of chasing sweat, focus on performance metrics. Are you lifting heavier, moving faster, recovering better, or improving endurance? That's real progress. Few myths have caused as much confusion as the one blaming carbohydrates for weight gain. Carbs have been vilified for decades, thanks in part to the popularity of low-carb and ketogenic diets. But the truth is, carbs are not inherently fattening. Excess calories, regardless of the source, carbs, protein, or fat, lead to weight gain. Carbohydrates are the body's preferred energy source, especially for high-intensity exercise, and cutting them too low can lead to fatigue, decreased performance, and nutrient deficiencies. The key is to choose complex carbs like whole grains, fruits, and vegetables, which provide fiber, vitamins, and sustained energy. Context and moderation are everything. Another long-standing myth is the idea that muscle turns into fat when you stop training. In reality, muscle and fat are two entirely different tissues. One cannot transform into the other. What does happen, however, is that if you stop training and continue eating the same way, or more, your muscle mass may decrease due to lack of stimulation, while fat may accumulate due to a reduced metabolic rate. The visual change in body composition can be misleading, making it seem like muscle turned into fat, but the truth is far more nuanced. Staying active and adjusting your nutrition when not training intensely can help you maintain a lean physique year-round. The obsession with post-workout protein shakes has created another common myth, that you must consume protein within 30 minutes after training or risk losing your gains. This anabolic window has been widely exaggerated. While post-workout nutrition is important, recent research shows that your total protein intake over the day is far more critical than exact timing. If you've eaten a protein-rich meal a few hours before training, you're likely still in an anabolic state. While a shake can be convenient, especially if you can't eat for several hours after training, it's not a magical requirement. Prioritize hitting your daily protein target, around 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight, and don't stress over the clock. Finally, there's the myth that stretching before a workout prevents injury. While warm-ups are essential, static stretching, holding a muscle in a fixed position before strength or high-performance activities can actually reduce strength, power, and performance. Dynamic warm-ups, which involve controlled movements that mimic the activity you're about to perform, are much more effective. Think leg swings, arm circles, light jogging, or bodyweight squats. Save static stretching for after your workout or as part of a separate flexibility routine to improve mobility and recovery. Now that you know the truth behind these fitness myths, you're ready to train smarter with science on your side. Forget the fads. Real results come from consistency, smart habits, and knowing what actually works. Don't let outdated advice slow you down. Focus on balanced nutrition, proper recovery, and a mindset built for progress. Share this with a friend and start your journey to lasting change today. Thank you for joining us here at the Healthy Pantry. We hope you found the information valuable and inspiring. Remember, your health is a journey, and we are here to guide you every step of the way. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.